Great news. The Drop with Frank and Brian is officially brought to you by Switch Suspension. Switch Suspension specializes in all vehicle chassis components. Lift kits, lowering kits, air ride suspension, wheels, tires, steering, and brake upgrades. They use all the best products from the best brands. And these guys are truck guys. You roll into their parking lot at the shop and they all drive custom vehicles. So they use their products that they sell on their own vehicles. So if you guys are looking for anything for your vehicles, whether you're just starting out or you just need some replacement parts or whatever, give them a call or visit their website, switchsuspension.com. 2022 was a great year. Between myself and Kustom Life, we gave away a ton of cool prizes.
Guess what? We're giving stuff away.
We wanted to kick off 2023 in a big way. So we want to thank AccuAir for hooking us up to hook you up. Frank, heads up.
What incarnation? Just kidding. We are giving away this AccuAir E-Level Plus kit. And all you guys got to do to win it is either go to livelifecustom.com or grinder-tv.com. And for every $5 you guys spend on either one of those websites, get you one entry into the drawing.
Well, scratch that from the record. We start now on the record. How are you? Disregard the previous conversation.
They didn't hear the previous conversation.
I know they didn't. We're starting right there. They're like,
what are we? Episode 38?
38. Yeah.
This is episode 38.
Chugging along. Yeah. Moving along.
And this much prepared to have a podcast.
Me too. Me too. I was thinking about it, and I think over the next between now and LST, which is about 4.5-ish weeks away, right? I think the next few episodes we're going to be a lot of still getting ready, still doing stuff, getting ready for LST. That's because that's what's happening. That's what's happening with me. I'm barely starting to get on reprints right now and get ready and do the drop merchandise.
Oh yeah, I got my image from Nick.
Crouch.
Ranger.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So he's going to do a background. Hopefully I'll have it all done and ready, but this is the initial drawing right there.
Oh, it's Zach's truck.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah. I love that thing. That thing's awesome.
That's from a photo I took at Last Resort.
Yeah, right on. That's really cool. And we know Zach listens and watches, so there you go. That's pretty cool. Are you going to throw up a little picture somewhere?
Yeah, there.
Oh, right there. Well, that's cool because another thing that I was thinking, I was like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to share because I have a design ready to go.
Yeah. It's design month.
It's design month. It's show and share and tell.
Show and share and tell.
Show and share and tell. So let me show you mine. Let's see. This probably better do it. Let's see right there.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it's
I like that.
Let me show that right there. That way, we're just show it on the camera so we don't have to go back and edit this in. So there you go. That's what it looks like right there.
Yeah. Well, for anyone listening, we're showing each other designs, new T-shirt designs that we're coming out with. So go back and watch this on the YouTube, and you'll see them. Or they'll probably be on our Instagram soon. Yeah,
they'll be on the Instagram soon. So there's actually kind of an interesting story behind this one. Early last year, and I didn't realize this until we started putting it all together. I had this drawn last year around this time, and I just never used it. So what it is it's a white OBS dually, which belongs to Scott Nelson. Most people know him. It's a cool truck. I think he calls it Monroe, I think is what he calls it.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Something like that. So I hit him up last year and said, hey, I want to do a shirt with your truck. And he's like, cool, awesome. So, I had the truck redrawn, and it's went through a couple kind of stages. I envisioned it in the very beginning, I envisioned it as this truck, almost like a 650s or 60s horror poster, like a horror movie poster. And so that was sort of the initial idea. And then, so when I contracted the guy on Fiverr to do it, I think, and this is where the disconnect breaks down. And this is where our personal styles. Like you can't explain your style to someone else to try to recreate it. So I told him, I said, hey, I want to do this vehicle and I want it to look like a horror movie. And he did a okay, decent job. He added like this full moon behind it and like some woodsy stuff and some lettering. And it looked okay, but it just wasn't the look that we wanted. And so we just sat on it for a really long time trying to figure out what to do with it. And we said, well, maybe we could do it like this. Like I have this idea. I keep this log of t-shirt ideas, and I think you do too. Like just this long list of different t-shirt ideas. And just random stuff I see out in the world that inspire me, that make me think of something. So I wanted to do the next idea I had to do with it was do it like a pizza delivery. Like it looks like a pizza box. And again, that didn't work. So we ended up with this. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if the design devolved, because it just ended up now just being the dually, and it has custom life over it, and it says drive it low, which I think we're going to start incorporating into more stuff. It's kind of like a cool saying, you know,
drive it low,
just drive it low, not stay low, not stay low, but drive it low. So I don't know. It's the point of what I'm saying is, it's just like, it's hard, like doing all this designing, coming up with all these ideas, like you start to run out of gas sometimes.
Well, my buddy had a thing. He went through 5 or 6 artists on Fiverr. And then he ended up actually going to someone else. Like one person got one part of it right, and then one other person got a little bit more of it right, and then another person got a little bit more of it right. And then finally it happened. So you can't just go through one person. Like you have to take that design. Like Fiverr's so cheap that you can literally get 3 different people and then give them the same design.
That's a good point. And
then you get it and you're like, oh, okay. And then you can kind of mess with it too, and then get your thing in there. Mm-hmm. But,
well, the way our workflow works around here is, like I said, I have this very long list of ideas. So I'll take these ideas and like kind of make like a very rough idea on what I want it to look like. And then Angie is the one who really just like puts the finish polish on it and makes it look good, because she has a real eye for like design, not necessarily like drawing. She can't draw anything, but she
can see the final product better.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I have a hard time doing is I'll see, I'll get a glimpse of it in my head, and then it goes away. And then I'm like, oh, I need to recreate that. Like, how do I do it? Uh-huh. And then I get on Photoshop and I'm all,
yeah, that's the same thing. It's the same thing over here too. So, and then plus, and it's like, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, and I see other people's designs, and every single thing is like 3/4, and I'm like, I need to get out of this putting an entire truck on a t-shirt.
Same.
Like it doesn't have to be the entire truck, and so I have a couple ideas that are brewing where it's just like the front headlight and barely a wheel, or a little bit more artistic type of thing.
That's really cool. That's a cool idea. The problem that I specifically fall into is I think everything needs a truck. Mm-hmm. You know, when I see other companies, sometimes it's just like some wording, but it looks so clean and so cool, and the wording is right. It doesn't need anything else. But I fall into this thing where I'm like, oh, it needs a truck. Well, we got to put a truck on it because no one will buy it if it doesn't have a truck.
Yeah.
So, and I've experimented before with different things. Like you can take a look at, the designs over time that you can tell that we've experimented with different things. But I don't know. It's almost like a safety net kind of thing.
It is. It's definitely a safety net, and it's also like I've always done this with the club t-shirts too. Like, I want to design a t-shirt that you can wear out to eat or just out hanging out, and not just to a truck show.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've had
that's where the trucks come in, and there are some cool designs that include vehicles that like you see it generic. Like you can go down to Venice Beach or something and see surf things, like surf shirts with a car, but the car is not, it's like not the focal point, but it is the main part. Like the focal point is the beach and the vibe.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And the car is just, it's hard to capture that. And
we sometimes catch lightning in a bottle, like with our good low rides, good vibe shirt, because that's very much that same thing. Like the forerunners on that one, and it's almost just sort of not like not an afterthought, but it is right. It's not the main focal point of the design. It's like the whole thing. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it's something that we struggle with because like we're the same. Like we don't want to be, and there are shirts like this, but this I refer to them as this. I call them in and out shirts. So like when you go to In and Out and you see like the shirts in the glass case, it's got like cars on the back with a design, small front logo, pocket print, and it just has a look. And then maybe, you know, if people want to like, you know, look into it more, they can maybe see what I'm talking about. We've always thought of ourselves more, and this term is kind of like used out a little bit, but we consider ourselves more like a streetwear brand, like a mix, like taking car culture and streetwear and like kind of putting them together. Like that's always been our vibe.
I think though that streetwear thing, that trend is gone. Like if you look at the I don't know, like when I think of streetwear,
I want to think what you think streetwear is.
So what I think streetwear is, I don't know, it's hard to even explain it, but I think there comes a time when you're trying to be too different and it doesn't connect with people. If we're trying to sell more t-shirts, we need to like go, okay, well, we can't be so different that we're not selling more t-shirts. And we're also, when we, like you say streetwear a lot and streetwear a lot, you're in that whole thing. But if you haven't, like, if you're not a streetwear brand, you're a truck brand.
Right, exactly.
So if you're trying to be something else, you're like trying to be too much at once.
Yeah, and I've done that before.
Like if you're a band, you make punk rock t-shirts. If you live downtown LA and you make clothes, like that's what you do, then that's you're a streetwear brand. But it's like trying to be too much at once. And I try to do the same thing. I try to be like, I want to be too much at once when it could just simplify it down to our try. And then the whole In and Out shirt thing, they sell a lot of t-shirts.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And that's why I'm not. That's why I say that. Like, I'm not trying to say that as almost. I'm not trying to say that as something that's not good or not that doesn't sell. Like, obviously, yeah. I mean, there are many companies right now in our scene who do shirts like that, and they're very successful at doing it, and that's great. But that's not us. You know,
but
we are.
But at the same time, okay. I'm trying to word this in a way that's not like.
I know it's very difficult.
I know that's not you. But how long have you been doing this?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's 2023. We've been doing this for 20 years.
Okay, so what are you then now? Like, are you happy with your amount of t-shirt sales now?
I mean, that's a relative thing. Like,
no, but course. I mean, like, are you like how much more do you want to grow?
Oh, how much more do I want to grow? I want to. Well, obviously, growth is in any kind of like business. Like growth is the ultimate goal. But I'm very, and I don't want to sound complacent, but I am satisfied with how things are because like I look at it from this perspective. Like I see what you were trying to say, but I look at it from this perspective. If you went back in time and told 2003 me what was happening right now, I'd be like, oh, we made it, we did it, good job, you know. So like that's the perspective I look at it. Whereas I still strive for more and to be better, but I do try to look at it, you know, retrospectively to where I was. Yeah. So that's the way I look at it. I try to keep like a balanced thought about it.
Yeah. I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm not the opposite, but I am like I'm not satisfied.
Well, no, and that's what I was careful to say. I'm like, I'm not satisfied either. I want growth. I want to be, you know, I just want this thing to keep on going and going and going. Yeah. But so I'm not satisfied or complacent by any means, but I am happy.
Yeah, I guess it's like I don't want to change who I am to try to appease sales, but at the same time, there has to be a happy medium to where like. You have to do that at a certain point, because if you're not making enough money, then it doesn't make sense to keep doing it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know, like it's a weird thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. And that's just trying to have, you know, that spirit of, you know, keep on growing and moving and getting bigger, you know. I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't want to get bigger either at the same time.
I understand that. I feel that.
you know, like I think I have 6 or 7 t-shirts, right? And I'm like, I have to figure out a way to just keep things new versus have 20 shirts out there.
Right.
Like that's not the bigger I want to get. I want to get bigger to where I'm moving more of what I have.
That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. And I think moving more what I have is like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I do get what you're trying to say. Because if you were to say to ask me, I would explain the same way. Like, I don't want to have, that would just be too much of a headache in my opinion to have. If I had 20, 30 designs to keep those in stock and keep orders going, I think it's much better to have. Because like if you think about our booth, it's like maximum. Well, not including the girls on my side because I put the girls on the table. But you're talking about like 8 shirts maybe that you're fitting on.
You can do you can do 9 because you could do three tables
and with
3 t-shirts on each table.
Okay, so let's say 9.
Yeah,
I think that's good. That's a manageable amount of designs and a manageable amount of inventory. And I'm sitting here right now actually deciding that we're coming out with at least 2 new shirts. I want to say 3, but I know for sure we're coming out with 2 new shirts. So now I'm like, okay, well, which ones are off the table now on the clearance rack?
Yeah, that's how I am too. Like I'm pushing the 720 out, and then I'm probably gonna push the Toyota Stout out, and those would be my 2 out, and then the Ranger will come in, and then I have an OBS coming in.
Oh, cool.
So those will kind of replace that one, and then it's the same way, but it's like I want to do that faster. I want to get that done faster. I don't want to wait until 8 months to come out with a new design. My goal right now is to come out with a new design once every 6 weeks.
That's a good goal because right before the pandemic, we were that was such a set. I mean, obviously the world was set back. So I don't need to overstate that. But however, like 18, 19, we were cooking. We were doing really good. 19, we were dropping a new design, like not every show, but about every 3 months, not 6 weeks, but about every 3 months we were dropping a new shirt and we were cooking. We were doing really good. And then, we had that long pause. And then now we're trying to get back into that swing,
get back into the groove,
of, and one thing kind of to go back to what we were talking about, one thing that we really struggle with is time. Like this takes time. Being creative, not only is it being creative, like thinking of stuff, but it's having the time to create that stuff.
That's not really an excuse though, because that's not everyone else. Everyone else is doing this like crazy.
That's true.
I think you know what it is. I think it's obviously time because you're kind of a 2-person team, but it's also money. And this is where I'm looking at this because I'm like, okay, if it's just me and I'm trying to create things, then it's a time thing. But now I'm like, okay, well, I need other people to create things for me. So like, I'm gonna throw money at different people.
No, that's a good point.
So I'm just like, okay, so that's the way to do it. Like I look at like Stay Loaded. They're constantly coming out with new designs because they're spending the money to make the new design.
Yeah. No, that's that's a fault. That's a fault of mine.
It's a fault of mine too because you get scared. Like not scared, but it's like, okay, well, how many shows am I going to go to? How much money am I going to make? How much? Like if I'm only going to go to 6 shows this year, why am I going to come out with X amount of designs?
Yep.
Why am I going to do this? So it's like time, money, making sure you're going to recoup that. And like I always like when you pay someone for a design, an expensive design, and then you pay for all those t-shirts and then you pay for hoodies, like that's a lot of money to try to recoup.
Right.
And mentally, you go to one show, you only recoup maybe the money for that one design, not the other designs that you're putting money into. So I don't know. This is the year of I'm going to try to let loose a little bit on that stuff. And
we were talking a few episodes ago about like New Year's and like what we want to do different, and that's been in the back of my mind too. Is just like just going because again like, and this is I've said this before where it's a good quality, but it's also holds me back too. Is that like DIY mentality? You know, like I could do that. We could do that, you know, but at some point, and, you know, Angie being the main person who designs this stuff, she feels the same way. Cause like, you know, like you're right. So like our operation is a 2-part operation. Like I come up with these like rudimentary ideas and then Angie sits there for hours and hours and polishes them, you know, but those are hours and hours, you know, as well as like family. And like you said, it's not really an excuse because if that's what you're going to do, but it is a factor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think this is a huge factor in online sales.
That's what I
like.
Again, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but to interject a thought. That's the thing that I want to grow at. Like you asked, what do I want to grow in? Like I don't want to, like and you know, kind of like, well, I'll say this, like we've talked about like KIK, you know, like how big they are. They can roll to a show, and at the time when they had the toter home and like all this like big grandiose stuff, like go to a show and make tens of thousands of dollars, like literally, you know. And you're like, oh, I want to do that, but I don't think I want to do that.
No, because I always get people, hey, I saw this vendor trailer, maybe check it out, or I saw this, and I'm like, I don't want a vending trailer. Okay, I want a vending trailer. I don't want what comes with a vending trailer.
Right.
Worse gas mileage, more stress on my vehicle, storing it, maintaining it, all this stuff. If I was going to 2 or 3 shows a month, if I was doing this full time, merchandise full time, then 100% I would want a vending trailer. But right now, I like my stuff being stored in a little corner of my garage, you know, because I'm going to a show like once a month, maybe when you break it all down throughout the year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And like, I'm the same way. Like I even want to take that one step further, like not even take a booth to a show, you know, just go to a show, create content, build brand awareness, get people, you know, hyped about it. And then they go online and buy the stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like that to me, that's my ultimate goal.
Yeah. That's the balance of just keep going to shows, and then not also like looking at your calendar and not sticking just to those shows going, hey, what's, you know, like go down to LA to something, go down to like how you went to Dockweiler, but finding these little events just to make content. And the content doesn't have to be YouTube content either. With the shorts becoming a thing, with them pushing them real hard, TikTok and Instagram, like that's brand awareness too. But we always think, oh, we have to make this YouTube video.
Yeah. Talking about breaking a mentality of something, that's a big mentality to break right there.
Yeah.
Because like
time.
when we think of content, we're thinking, like you said, we have to sit here and we have to edit this 10-minute video. It's going to take us a lot of hours to do it, when we could take that same amount of hours and create 100 shorts. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm working on right now. Yeah,
I'm going through all my LST footage, and I'm just gonna make a gang of shorts just from LST, and then I'm gonna start to just go through my footage and take that same format that I have that you stole from me.
Who'd you steal it from?
I did. I just made it.
You didn't see that anywhere else.
No, I promise. Oh. So what I was gonna do is I was just gonna turn the video sideways.
I tried that. And
well, you did it a weird way though. You turned it sideways and kept it like it was still.
Oh yeah. So what I did was like, instead of just keeping it the portrait the landscape format and just shrinking it, I was like, I'm just gonna turn this thing completely sideways.
I don't know where it popped up, and I'm all, what did he do here? Like,
but here's the thing. So and I got comments on it. I got you know how we always talk about those little comments, like
I saw the comment and I was like
50 something likes on that, but 2 people said, it's sideways.
Yeah,
and I would have said that in that accent.
I would have said the same thing, because I go, this doesn't make any sense what you did. It
but
doesn't make.
I'm like,
no, but you don't. Even when you turn it sideways, it doesn't get bigger.
No, it's the size.
No, it doesn't. It stays this way.
Wait a minute. I'll look at that.
Yeah, that's why people said it. It didn't get bigger. It just stayed this way.
No, I thought because, well, as far as YouTube Shorts, like you can't. It doesn't like autocorrect.
No, I know.
So it's long ways, and then you turn it, and then maybe I need to look into that.
You totally did it wrong.
You have to show me. You're gonna have to show me what happened because I don't know.
Hold on. Let me bring it up on mine.
All right, fine. Let's
it was
put me on
hilarious.
blast right now on the podcast. Go ahead.
No, just because we had that conversation the other day, and I don't know. I think it was when I was watching your Dino's video.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it suggested your next video or
it was those Tacoma ones.
It was something, and I was like, "What did he do right here?"
Okay, show me.
Okay, hold on. So no, that thing in the background. That's what I was like. Okay, if I put the video sideways, that's cool. But then you have all this crap all over it. So I'm just gonna make a background, and that background will be universal throughout all my videos.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. If you remember, there was a time.
Okay, so it did it. So maybe it wasn't on YouTube Shorts that I saw it.
I only did it that way on YouTube Shorts, so I don't know where you saw it.
Okay,
but
maybe
it's
it was.
stuck.
You know what it was? It's when I watched it on the computer.
And I think that's where the other people were watching it because on the computer, obviously it's like this, it's like up and down, and you can't turn the computer. But if you're on your cell phone, which
no, but on the computer, it's not like this.
No, I know exactly what it looks like on the computer. Yeah,
it's got the black bars and it's weird.
Okay, well.
I don't know.
It was an it was an experiment. That was we have to do a lot of trial and error in this whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take this thing and throw it at the wall, see what happens. And it fell. It fell off the wall. So there we go. It's fine. I'm not going to do that anymore. But what I was going to say was, I don't know if you remember a long time ago, and I'm talking like in 15 when Instagram didn't. Like you couldn't like they were only dealing in this square aspect. Do you remember that? And then, but we had these like landscape pictures, and it wouldn't work at that time. So, and you did it first, and I ripped it off at that time too. But you did something very similar. You just did your logos in the back, and then just had a landscape picture. So it's like that's sort of like it. Where
I was battling myself. And this is why we upload these weird things, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, and whatever. But we battle ourselves because things change so much, and I don't want to record things twice. And I don't want to and when you crop in on a horizontal thing, it just looks stupid.
It really ruins it.
Sometimes it's okay if it's a person like dead center, it'll be
or
fine,
if it's like a truck like on a road that's far away and you crop it down and it just makes it perfect in the middle. Like,
but how much footage do we really have like that? Most of our footage is pretty up close. And this, so I'm just like, no, I need to start making things like universal instead of changing them so much. So now I'm just going to keep that on the background. And I'm just going to upload these shorts and TikToks
that's what everything is this grand experiment. Like all we're doing.
Yeah. And what I think is happening with me, and probably we go through similar motions, is you get not frustrated, but you're just like, well, I want to upload on TikTok. Well, I want to upload on Instagram. I want to upload on YouTube. I want to do all these things. So I said, well, screw it. I'm not going to stress about it anymore. I'm just going to upload whatever I upload, and then that's it. But I have so much content. I'm just going to go back and cut these things and not worry about it. Just upload it, not worry about it. Upload it, not worry about it.
No, I totally agree, because like now it's funny that you're switching your mentality like that, because my switching in mentality is since I was going to do that. Like I was going to I thought, sorry, I'm a little scattered, but I had this idea on how I'm going to approach shows coming up, like LSC. LSC obviously is going to be the first one, so that's my first one. So usually I would go walk around my gimbal, film, and then come back and maybe grab the other one and vlog. And it was kind of a pain. Sometimes if I'm lucky, Angie will go with me, and she'll carry the extra camera, and we'll swap it out. But obviously, sometimes she has to stay in the booth, and I'm out there by myself. I think I'm just going to start carrying a backpack. So I have my gimbal, backpack with the vlog camera, and my phone, and the phone gimbal that I'm going to buy, and just have it all back there, and just be like, okay, and just kind of like cycle through.
Oh, you're going to go insane.
I'm going to try it.
You're going to go insane. You don't need a gimbal for the phone, though.
No, you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it has Have you looked into that yet?
I've been messing around with it.
Yeah, I think that because it's only one lens that it works on. It doesn't work on all the lenses. The stability, so it's only on the medium lens. So if you try to put the stability on and go wide, it's not going to work. You have to do it on the one lens, but
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I'm
you-
just testing stuff out.
you know what you should do.
And Best Buy has a return policy, so
You know what you should do is get a more versatile lens.
yeah,
Because they sell lenses now that go wide to zoom, so you can just get your wide shots and it's already on the gimbal. Mm-hmm. And then now, because that's what you do, right? You have a wide for your like
vlogging.
vlogging, so like right in front of your face, and then you would like to put your zoom on for vehicle shots.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't know when the last time you looked at Canon lenses are, but I know like Tamron. I don't know if they came out with one for the Canons, but they just came out with one for the Sonys, and it's like a 24 to 200 and something.
Oh wow.
Like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, that is cool. Is it? Well, I think those are. I think the reason why there's not so much versatility, especially for bodies that I have, is because they're SLRs. I think there's more versatility in a mirrorless lens. Do you think
They're the same.
they're the same? Mm.
Yeah. They're pretty much the same. But no, yeah, maybe you're right because they're coming out with stuff for mirrorless.
Right.
But you could, yeah.
Then I
Well,
gotta upgrade my bodies.
No, don't do it.
No,
It's all-
I know. I'm hanging in there with the stuff that I have because we've always said like, not until you want to like, do something else. And I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at.
No,
right
it's
now.
true. You don't need to because the second you go mirrorless, you're gonna want to you record in 4K
Yeah.
because recording in 1080 is real soft on a lot. If I put 1080 on my camera, it doesn't look good.
Right. Well, you can tell like the person watching this video right now on YouTube, just look at it. Look at my half compared to your half. They're different. I notice it all the time. And that's the exact word to describe it. It's soft. Like my side is a little softer, not as sharp,
But your videos still look good when I watch them on the computer and stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think I need to change anything.
No, it's a big mental thing.
Yeah.
Like they get you so good in
Oh, I know.
marketing. Like I saw an ad like they were talking about the iPhone 15. I'm all,
What 15?
I don't need that. But they're like in the back of your head, like, you need
I
that.
do need that.
You need this.
Yeah.
But yeah, because once you go the updated camera, then you'll be like, oh, cool, I'm going to shoot in 4K because 4K still allows me to edit in 1080, but I can punch in and do this. But then you go, oh, now I need my computer. I need to upgrade my computer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because that's a huge thing too. Because like my whole little ecosystem that I have right now,
It works.
It works really well because like you let me use some of the drone footage for the Dinos video, and I put that in there. And my computer's like, whoa, what
Even
is
my
this?
computer, if I shoot in this, my camera shoots on 2 different 4Ks. It's like a 4K compressed, which is like H.265, and then an uncompressed raw. But the files are so big, so I just shoot on the compressed. When I put that in the computer, my computer's like,
Yeah, it's like no, sorry.
So I use proxies on everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it gets so expensive. One thing after the other. And then your laptop, you're like, oh, laptop, like
This laptop that I have is from 2011.
I have the same laptop. I have the same laptop as you, that 2011, and I gave it to my mom.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And the other day she calls me and she's like, oh, she's listening to this. She's going to be mad at me. She's like,
Does your mom listen?
huh? Yeah, she listens and
I
watches.
found out my dad listens. I was like,
Oh, that's
really?
cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're like, did I talk shit?
I don't know. Like, there's a couple episodes. No, just kidding.
But she's like, the computer's not turning on. And I was like, okay, well, I've already sent the computer to get fixed one time, and it was fairly cheap. And for what she uses the computer for, it's fine. It'll last forever. And she's like, it's not turning on. I'm like, oh, son of a, here we go. And it ended up being something stupid. And she forgot to push the power button. She was trying to wake the computer up. And I was like, I just like pushed the power button and it turned on. And she was like, oh,
Yeah.
She was trying to wake it up.
Yeah, that's funny. And that's the part where she's be like, oh, now you made me look dumb. Thanks.
Yeah, she's like, don't tell anyone. Sorry, I told everyone.
Sorry, we're doing it on the most public platform we have.
But don't worry, like 25 people will listen.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Our same 25, and we appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up
have you
today.
tried to edit phone footage yet?
No, not yet. And that's what I'm
Your
getting ready
computer's
for.
not going to like that.
Oh, really?
No.
Because it's like a different
compressed and compact. Like it's kind of like GoPro footage, drone footage, because it's trying to get so much in the smallest file possible. So it just compute. My least mine does is just like.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that more. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just throwing stuff at the wall. I'm just sitting in here by myself sometimes, just like,
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm all. Yeah. What can I do?
Yeah. Let's try this.
Who can I talk to about this?
Right. Exactly. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't even know where we're going with all this.
This is why. And I thought about this too the other day. I was like, we don't really talk. We used to talk a lot more outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
And we kind of don't now because we save it for this.
Yeah.
So these are the conversations that we have.
We're just catching up
without a podcast. And we haven't been on a road trip together in a while.
I know. Yeah, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for all this. I am kind of like stressed. Yeah, I'm stressed out about like getting ready because like I have to do so much to get ready. I have so many reprints and like, these new designs and ordering and making sure to get blanks, which is going to be another issue. But once I get past that, like I'm stoked. I'm ready. I'm ready to get back out there.
I'm super ready to go.
And there's like I think our listeners are gonna be hearing this a lot too. We have a lot of shows coming up.
What do we got?
Oh yeah.
Let me look.
Well, we did that a couple episodes ago, but we can go over it again.
I think I added like something where.
Well, I got LST, Forbidden, Mini Nats, Meltdown, which I added because I had forgotten about that one.
Oh yeah, so that's what we were gonna. I forgot to add. Oh no, I added Meltdown too, and you were gonna get Shane over to talk about that a little bit.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna have Shane. Just a quick little thing, just him tell us about the show. What's gonna go down with it. It's gonna be really cool. Shane is a big music guy, like we are, and so he really wanted to make this thing like not only a cool truck show, but he also wanted to make it like a cool like concert like punk show kind of thing, and he has Authority Zero as a headliner for his show, so that's pretty awesome. Some
really good bands.
Yeah, really good bands. So we'll have him on here to kind of like give us a little breakdown of that. But you are not going to be there.
I didn't tell him that yet.
Oh, you didn't tell him that? Okay, hold on. Okay, so hopefully that's going to be a good show.
So there is going to be a scheduling conflict in which I'm going to have to talk to him about, so we could leave it in here.
Okay,
it's totally fine. Shane, if you're listening to this, I'll talk to you.
Yeah,
before this.
give you a call. We'll have our people talk to your people.
I have a scheduling conflict, but you're going to be there.
I'm going to be there. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, it's gonna.
You don't need me there.
Yeah, I mean, I will make a less good video about it.
No, your video will be rad because you're going to be super into the music part.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, and we're going to have a ton of footage to make him a promo video for the following year.
Yeah, cool.
And all that stuff. I'm starting to get a little schedule conflicts with a few things just because I'm taking on more work jobs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it adds up so fast. I had someone hit me up about something, and this is maybe me taking a different approach at things too, because I had a person approach me through Instagram because they are building something and they are like, hey, it'd be really cool if you like documented it. And I was like, I can't take any more projects on. Like,
well, and documenting something, I remember the first time someone hit me up about that, and I was like, oh yeah, for sure. And then I thought, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, that's a big commitment.
No, yeah, you go buy a camera, you document it, and
post it on YouTube.
Post it on YouTube. Sometimes those jobs are. I tough.
think what happens sometimes, and it's not the fault of the people who ask. It's just sometimes, I don't know how to put this. Like sometimes they're just like, well, why not? Like it's easy. You're just gonna come and film it, and then and then it just I don't know. Maybe they don't think about the work that goes into it, and people, and also that lends to people asking when stuff is coming out, like, oh, when's this video going to come out? And it's like, well, it takes time. It takes time to make these things.
Well, not even takes time to make them. It's just you get into them when you get into them. Like I still have Chubb's show to edit,
same,
and Severed show to edit, and I'm just like started Chubb's, and I was like, not really into it, into this. But then I got my other video project going on. And which should be dropping. What is this? Your channel video?
Yeah. The evens are on my channel.
So as when this drops, my new video should drop. Which is a totally different style video than I've ever done. And
I can't wait.
It's been a roller coaster of like what to do and what not to do. Mm-hmm. Like what to record and what not to record.
Oh.
Because I've recorded stuff and I'm like, no, that's stupid. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I need to do this. And then I start doing that. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. It's stupid too. And then I almost go, I don't even want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's very like something like, I'm like, I think this is cool. Why do other people think this is cool? Are other people going to think this is cool? Mm-hmm. So it's been a little bit of a roller coaster on that side of things.
It's the creative struggle, I guess. I don't know.
I'm not going to call it the creative struggle because it's not a creative struggle.
Oh, okay.
It's just a legit personal struggle.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fine. That's fine to put it that way too.
You know, it's just is this going to go well struggle? Mm-hmm. Because I know how to create it. I've created it for other people. Mm-hmm. It's the, am I going to look stupid? Like, is this a dumb idea? You know what I mean? Like that struggle. Like, I'm not struggling to really create it. I'm struggling to like go, is this whole idea a waste of time?
Yeah. And it's hard too, because once you get rolling on it and then to make that decision that ultimately it is a waste of time, it's really hard to let it go.
It's almost like a t-shirt, right? You have this great idea and then you start to think about it and you go, no, this is actually a stupid t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's okay. Let me take that one kind of step further. It's me coming up with an idea of like, this is great. This is a great idea. And Angie's like, that is not a great idea. I'm like, oh, okay.
I know. I've had so many like, oh my gosh. And I'll even message someone. I had an epiphany. Listen to this. I've probably done that a dozen times. Of great ideas, and then they'll go, well, yeah, but what about? And I'll go, oh yeah, no, I didn't think about that. Never mind.
Conversely, on the other side of the coin, we have and actually, I'm gonna peel back the curtain a little bit. That's happening right now. I have this idea. Angie doesn't, she doesn't vibe with it. That's why I'm gonna put it because she's gonna listen to this and she's gonna be like, hold on, don't throw me under the bus. Yeah. So I'm not throwing Angie under the bus. However, I am like giving some insight into the dynamic, which is our relationship. Sometimes I will do that. I will say, oh, I have this great idea. And Angie's like, you know what? That's not really a great idea. This is why. And I go like, okay, that makes sense. But sometimes I'm like, I got an idea. And she's like, I don't know about it. But I'm like, no. Like, I know it. And I stick with my gun sometimes because like, it's not a competition, but it definitely something we do is when I come up with an idea or she comes up with an idea and it catches fire and it sells a bunch. I'm like, see? And I have one that I'm like, I know it's good. It's not it's like, it's just like the beginning of this conversation that we were having. This idea that I have, it doesn't involve a truck. It is obviously geared towards our audience and what we do 100%. But it's not traditional. It's definitely not traditional. It's just like kind of almost like, but it's not an abstract idea either. It's sort of like in the pocket of all that. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty adamant about it, and I want to make it, and I'm gonna make it. Oh, I'm gonna make it, and we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
And sometimes like,
see, I don't have anyone like that to competition wise. Mm-hmm. Like Angie's a very competitive person. Yes. That's why she loves sports. She's just that stuff, and then. And you're kind of like
I'm a pushover.
yeah.
I'm not okay. So if the age old thing is like the trope is like the trope is like the man is like competitive, aggressive, win, and then the mom is like, or the lady is like usually like, oh, I just wish everybody has fun. It's the opposite with us. And just like, we gotta win, and I'm just like,
but you have that in you.
Oh, for sure.
You just don't allow it to come out.
Well, and that's why me and Angie get along so well, because we are the same. You've watched a baseball game with us. You know exactly how we are.
I know. It's very interesting.
Okay.
It's a totally different way than I watch a baseball game.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah. Well, you watch it a lot with a lot less stress.
I'm a Cubs fan.
Yeah. Well,
Right. You started to become a Dodger fan and a baseball fan at the height.
Yeah, I know.
Dodgers were like legit. So when they start to crumble, you're like, what are you doing?
What's happening?
I start the Cubs. I'm just like, oh, they're just gonna be in last place every year.
Yeah.
So when they win a game, I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Different dynamic for sure.
All right, switching gears.
Yes, switching gears. Switching gears. I forgot what I was going to say. Switching gears. We've come to the portion of what we do that is dropping in.
What do you have anything? Do you have?
I do actually.
Oh,
yeah.
Dropping in. We need to
We're
come up
dropping
with
in.
that theme song. Dropping in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up theme song. I'm gonna put that as a note. Look. You can also do that on Fiverr too. They can do anything. Theme songs. Yeah. Ooh, Fiverr theme songs.
There you go. Something jingly.
Sorry, Frank, we have no more money in the account because I spent it all on a Fiverr theme song.
Yeah, right. I'm like, well, I just ordered t-shirts. Uh-oh. Anyway. Okay, so the what I got going on today.
Okay.
This wasn't like on the drop or anything. This a random guy messaged me, and I still haven't responded yet, but I figure we would talk about it here. So this guy, he's from South Africa, and he basically was saying that like, where he's at, there's nobody who can do like airbrushing. There's no painters, there's no airbrushers, but what they do have an abundance of is vinyl people. So they can like create whatever they want out of vinyl. So what his question was how would people feel, or how would we feel if like he took a picture, and we'll use the 4Runner for example. He took a picture of the 4Runner and then just cropped in on all the airbrushing inside and had someone like either redraw it or make it so they can print that out, and then printed that out in a vinyl wrap and put it on their car. So I thought that was that's a really interesting question, because that lends to a whole other bunch of things that we've talked about before, which we can touch back on. A long time ago when we were talking about like we actually talked about this specific thing, and I'm going to try to word it the way I want to word it, where people were taking paint jobs off of trucks and putting them on products. And yeah. So I think that kind of like runs parallel
a little bit. That second part there is very touchy.
Mm-hmm. That's why I wanted to word it carefully.
I have strong opinions about that. About and I just won't even talk about them because they'll just get me in trouble.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I just wanted to like give it a little comparison.
I think that when it comes to a country like that, like directly copying it, I mean, I don't know. That's a hard one because
I know that's why I wanted to present it to you.
But it's like it is okay,
because essentially, if you look at it through two lenses. One lens is, I mean, this guy is on the other side of the world. Like, what does it matter?
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm saying the other lens to look at it through is the art on my truck is Alan's art.
Yes.
So what he's essentially doing is taking Alan's art and putting it on something that Alan did not want it on. Mm-hmm. That's the other lens.
Yeah, there is a big thing about people don't really understand that when you pay for a paint job, yes, you paid for the paint job, but that artwork on your truck there's a thing around that where that someone just cannot take a photo of that artwork and then put it on something and sell that product.
Just use it for something.
Use it for something.
Use it for something.
You didn't create that. So it would be like walking into a house, taking a photo of the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
And then taking that photo because you took the photo, and then taking the Mona Lisa, putting it on cups and selling cups.
Exactly.
You can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
That person in the house bought that Mona Lisa painting, but not the rights to use that artwork.
Exactly.
That's the artist's artwork. Anyways, I think...
No, I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about because that's what he's essentially asking.
So I think that just because you don't have custom painters, if people are people are printing graphics, then you have graphic designers.
And they're artists. Yeah.
And they're artists. So they can graphic design something else and put it on there. So I thought about this when you showed me the other night, and I was like, yeah, it's totally fine. But then now I'm thinking about it more. It's like, if they have people to do vinyl, they have people to design.
That's a good point.
It's a design aspect. Whether it's vinyl or painted, the design behind it is what can be done. You can still do that down there. You can still, if you live in another country with no designers, you can have someone here design something and then have someone print it there.
Yeah.
Or paint it there. You can be like, I'd here draw this, and then you're like, oh, cool, I like that. And then you show your painter and go, can you paint this? And they go, yeah, and they paint it. Or can you print this? Yeah, I can print it. So,
and that's the thing is, if they are skilled enough to take a photo of a paint job and then make it clean enough to blow that up and put it on the side of a car, then they have to have some sort of skills anyway. So why not have that?
Something original.
Let me make sure that I'm reading this correctly.
Well, you didn't even respond to the guy.
I know.
You can just say, that's a great question. We have a podcast. We'll talk about it on there.
He asked this a week ago.
Gosh. If someone messages me and they don't respond, if I message someone and they don't respond in a week, I give up.
I know. I'm sorry. So this person, I don't think I'll say his name or anything like that, but he says, hi there, my name is blank from South Africa. I wanted to ask you a question. Is it wrong to copy design off other trucks your side? We really don't have airbrush shops this side, so we do a lot of vinyl. So yes, we are talking about the same thing.
Yeah, I would say no, it's not okay.
Yeah, I would. That's why I've been taking so long to respond, because I really have to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good one.
But I'm just gonna answer him and say, well, like, you should listen to our podcast. We talked about it.
Yeah, here, just like I said, send him the link.
Yeah, we talked about it here. So yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. That, like, you can't do that. Like, you can't. There's tons of analogies that we can make. But ultimately, like, you can't do that. Yeah. You know, because, like, a good example of is that a good example? I don't think that's a good example, but I don't know. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, because you can do tributes. Like,
sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Here's a really good question, and how do I put this? Producer Will, he did something where he had a wrap on his car. That what he did was he, like, kind of scoured the internet and found different pieces of art that he liked, and then he made a wrap out of it, and he had it on his protege for a long time. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really, really cool. Maybe, you know, like, but that's also kind of contradictory to what we're saying right now.
Not really, because it's like he didn't take one big piece of art and just slap it back on there. He made a collage of a bunch of things that he thought were cool, and but I think, like, if you just took the side of a truck with full graphics and you took a picture of it and then you put it on a computer and you traced all those graphics into an AI file, blew up the AI file, printed it out, and slapped it on another truck, you should not do that.
You're right. That's apples and oranges.
Yeah. If you go, Japan does this. Japan does tons of, like, a lot of trucks that are very similar to some trucks here. Mm-hmm. You know, but they do those almost like honoring the truck,
like in a tribute to,
yeah,
or inspired by. I do that with t-shirt designs.
I think everything is inspired by. I don't know if there's an ounce of original content left in the world.
I completely agree. I have a friend, a long time friend, and he's very creative, and he's done a lot of different things in a lot of different industries. And one time I was saying that, I was like, hey, look at this thing. Look how they just ripped off this thing. And he's like, man, there's, like, exactly what you're saying. He's like, man, there's nothing. It's just an inspiration of a copy that someone saw doing something somewhere.
There's people out there that are definitely have original ideas and things like that. But they're beyond the levels of what we know.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
They're you know,
they make up a very, very small percentage of this total population that we exist in.
Yeah,
you know, and by that I mean, like, people who own brands and do creative things. Like, yeah.
Have you ever had a thought, an idea for a design or a video, and the second thought is, I wonder if everyone will like this?
Oh. Well, yeah, that's every time. Every time I start a project.
Then none of your ideas are original.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah. So if you have a thought in your head, if you have a thought, if you have an idea and you're like, I'm going to do this, and then you don't worry about what anyone else thinks, or don't worry about how many views it's going to get, or don't worry about anything. If you just have a feeling and you do it, that's more of an original idea in my head than if you worry about, because if you go, and I'm doing it with my videos. I'm like, but I'm doing my videos purposely to get more views. Like it's a purpose thing. Yes, I'm going to enjoy doing it, but there's also a purpose behind it. Like if you're like going to create a song or if you're a band or a musician and you're like, you just create a song because you like the song. Not if you start to worry about what other people think, then you're going to tweak your original idea. And then now it becomes not your original idea. Like you said with your idea, you're like, I'm going to do this regardless if it's a failure or if it's a success. I'm just going to do it because I want to see what happens. Don't take my advice. Don't take anyone's advice. You just do it the way you want to do it. Because once you start tweaking it, then it's not really what you originally wanted to do, right?
Right. No, yeah. And you're right. There are some people who can they just make stuff. They just sit there and they make stuff and then, they just cast it off or whatever. And then people are like, oh my gosh, that's really cool. Yeah, no. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah. There's that whole world out there of musicians and artists that are just like that. Like when you walk by one of those random art galleries, when you're just like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all, but it made sense to them, So
yeah, but like you said, that it makes up such a small percentage of people in this whole thing.
Yeah, because I've had shirt ideas and I look at them and I go, wonder if anyone's going to buy that, and then I don't do it. I don't do it because I'm worried about if someone's going to buy it or not.
Right.
If I had some balls, I would just do it and see what happens.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. I thought you were going to ask me, have I ever thought of something, an idea to do something, and then said, no, that's dumb, and then someone else does it, and it is just wildfire, right? I have one of those.
Yeah.
Now, but that also makes me think too, because now I'm thinking about it. Did I subconsciously see this somewhere else and thought it was my idea? That's a whole, we could go down.
I did that with my Goonies mini trucker shirt.
Okay.
I was like, came up with the idea for the mini truckers never say die. And I go, I had to have seen this somewhere. Where did I see this? I didn't come up with this. And I was thinking of OLP because they do a lot of he does a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, a lot of movie references
I
and stuff.
messaged him. I'm like, did you ever do this? And he's like, oh no, that's a good idea. I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure because sometimes I will see something subconsciously later on. I'll come up and I'll be like, hey, I have this idea. And you're like, no, wait, that idea. Someone already did that.
And someone else did that. So I have something like that. Do you remember a time years ago when there were these it was like a image and it said, keep calm and carry on, or keep calm and keep mini trucking. Is that? Oh yeah. Wait, no, yeah. I think they posted. Well, yeah, something.
The chive was keep calm. Here, it was a website.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, but hold on. So I think, I remember that. But I was doing something, and I was like, I go down these rabbit holes of just looking into stuff. So I found this thing, and what that comes from. Hold on one second. Hey, out. Come on, outside.
Yeah, this is the website I used to go on all the time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I remember that, but my idea preceded that a little bit. So I was researching this thing, or I came across it, and what that is in the 1940s in England during World War II, they were trying to come up with different campaigns to the war effort and stuff like that. So this designer came up with this thing, and it said keep calm and carry on, and it was supposed to be like a reassurance thing, like everything's going to be okay, but after shopping it around and talking to people, they determined that it was kind of insulting to the people because obviously they should be keeping calm. You shouldn't tell them to keep calm. So this idea got put away. They just shoved it away, and no one had heard about it since the 40s. And I came across it and I looked at it. The original image is red and it has some stuff on it. And I was like, you know what? That would make a cool design. Keep calm and carry on, or keep calm and keep mini trucking, or something like that. And I was like, no, it's too obscure. It's no one's going to get that. Yeah. It's dumb. And then wildfire. It was so, 10 years ago, that was like the most popular thing on the planet, you know?
Was like,
Anyway.
it's like the "Don't worry, be happy" slogan type thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a whole folder on my computer. I've got remember the Santa Cruz one I talked about wanting to do?
Yeah, that's a really cool one.
I have a Vision Streetwear, Grinder TV Automotive Film Vision Streetwear t-shirt that I want to do.
Right on.
I just don't know if I have one that just says like enjoy it, or it said build it or buy it, just enjoy it.
Oh, that's a really good one.
And it's on a t-shirt already, and I'm just like,
oh, someone used that.
no one used it yet. I just haven't used them yet.
Well, maybe you should keep these things under wraps because someone's going to be like, oh.
Well, if I see that, then we're gonna have
Yeah, I know. We'll know where it started.
we're gonna have some problems. I'm gonna talk about you on the internet.
Well, cool. So, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up and get a little dropping in conversation on that.
I am gonna go on Fiverr though and look for theme songs. I'm pretty sure we could get one. I want something kind of cheesy,
Yeah, me too. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's like our whole MO around here.
like Seinfeldish.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Right
Hey,
on.
you're a Seinfeld fan, right?
I am a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they change that song every episode?
Yeah, every episode, the beginning is different.
Yeah.
And like every episode is different. And the guy, I watched a video on it. So the guy who created that would watch like every opening stand-up thing that he did, and it goes to the stand-up. It's really interesting. It's a lot of dedication because I think they made, I don't know how many episodes, definitely over 100.
I watched a bunch of stuff on YouTube about people that do random things like that. Like when it comes to a TV show, there's so many layers involved that you don't even think about. It's pretty crazy. Do you watch those TikToks or what Instagrams where the guys open residual checks? Have you ever seen those?
Oh, I those started popping up.
Yeah.
Like
They're
just
so
randomly.
cool. Like this, they'll just open them up, and this guy that wrote a song for a Family Guy will get a check for like $94, and or a check for 67 cents. It's pretty funny.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, I think we'll wind this one down and we'll gear up for the next one. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's cool.
My head was like, do I have enough energy to talk about for a next one or not?
We can decide that.
All right,
Once we're done here.
we're out of here.
We're out of here. Thanks for checking out the show this week.
Oh, wait.
Also,
Buyer.
Acura.
Oh yeah, the Acura thing.
Acura. We are giving away an Acura E-Level Plus kit. Go to our websites, grinder-tv.com, livelifecustom.com. Buy stuff, enter to win. We're doing that the end of February. So that's
Yes.
still rolling.
Yeah, right after. I have some ideas for that. We'll talk about that off camera.
All right, cool. All right, well, we'll see you next week. Later.
Later.